hear me? Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Sorry about that. Listen, I haven't been on live for a while, and I was literally trying to fix the whole broadcasting thing. Anyway, you guys, I haven't been on live in a while. We have to talk about what is going on with Tamar. We got to talk about what's going on with Tamar Braxton and those missing 4 teeth, her waking up in a pool. The plot has thickened. Funky has entered the chat, said what's going on, but then we put our ear to the streets in Atlanta to find out what was going on. And baby, we don't know whether to pray for Tamar, roll our eyes for Tamar, or do what. Listen, let's get into this, okay? Can y'all hear me okay? Hopefully y'all can. Um, let's get into this because this is an absolute mess. But actually, I'm worried with Tamar because y'all know that Tamar um Taylor has an interesting relationship with reality, one that is very amusing to watch, but in real life, it's like, what's going on? Does Tamar have any real friends? Does she have any girlfriends? Can her sisters move down to Atlanta or can she move in with Tony? I hear after what's happening with Birdman. And Tony trying to get that alleged 160 million. I don't know. Maybe Tony needs some company. Okay, if you guys don't know what's happening, Tamar yesterday posted a disturbing Instagram story. Now, because she put it in there, we have to play Nancy Drew woulda do and figure out what's going on. But Tamar posted a very, very disturbing story. What was that story? That actually, you know what? Let's actually read what she said, okay? Now, why I read it, I'm going to actually put up actual images of what happened to Tamar just hours before she met her unfortunate, and I don't even know what to say about that. Um, so here was Tamar. Let me put this video up on here so y'all can see it, okay? Here was Tamar moments before she posted this mess of what was going on with her. Now, I do want to say that the Sun and the Daily Mail literally played her and said 90 singer 90s singer. Tamar didn't even get Love and War till 2012, the late 2010s. But they said 90s singer nearly lost her life. She didn't even get a name, just 90s singer, okay? Now, this is what was going on literally a couple of hours before Tamar's whole world fell apart. Tamar said, I struggled to write this, but everyone keeps calling me. And honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died on Sunday. All right. What you are watching is live footage of her hours before her nearly losing her life, according to Tamar. Everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died. Sunday, I was found. Now, here's the interesting part. Well, let me just read. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury. As the days go by, the worse it is. I fractured my nose, lost some teeth, and my mobility. The way I look at life now is totally different. As my health is on the mend, my mental journey begins. Pray for me for real, for real. I don't even know what happened to me. Okay, now a couple of interesting. This is live coverage of what she was doing just a little while. Now there are alternate theories. Okay, for one, she was rushed to the hospital. Everybody is waiting for the police report to say what's coming up. I got to be honest with you. Some people think Tamar's being dramatic. I do not think that Tamar would be that dramatic and make up a story this serious. Hold on, let's. I don't think that she would be dramatic and would make up a story this serious about what was actually happening to her. But yet and still, it is what it is. Hold on, guys. Let me just get back into this, okay? So where are we at, right? Tamar has Tamar was out. She was out with Funky Geneva. We're gonna hear what he has to say. I'm gonna tell y'all what the Atlanta streets had to say. But also a little bit of interesting stuff. Since we are playing Nancy Drew What It Do, it's been a slow week. Let's decode what's going on with Tamar. Tamar actually might be in danger. Now, my concern is, did somebody put your hands on you? Did somebody put their hands on you? Did somebody slip something to you? Because one does not wake up in a pool of blank with a fractured nose. There's also the timing of it. This happened Sunday. Nobody was checking on Tamar. No, she had to be to work on Monday. Nobody was worrying about what she looked like. She literally could have just chilled out and just kept this private. This is video of Tamar hours before the tragedy happened at her house. I'm assuming, as you guys know, Funky Geneva spoke about it. Now, listen to this. A couple interesting things. Everybody's assuming that Tamar woke up in a pool of her own, but I read it over again. And again, this is a hella typo to make, but it sounds like Tamar might be getting ahead of something that's about to come out. Because listen to what she said. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury. Now, and again, she did go through something traumatic. It might have just been a huge typo. She might be on painkillers and be super loopy, but she said she was found in a pool of blood from my friend, not found in a pool of blood by my friend or with, but from my friend, a pull up from my friend. It makes me think the friend was the one with a face injury. As the days go by, the worse it is. I fractured my nose, lost some teeth and mobility. Again, a lot of people thought this was Tamar talking about herself, but it sounds like she's talking about a second person. There's also more to this, okay? Now, page 6, because you know they like to get in people's business. Uh, Page 6, and I know I hear you guys in the comments. Tamar's just making more excuses because she's got more work done on her face. I don't think Tamar would be that bold or that low down to make up a story and have people giving her prayers up in order to get plastic surgery. Tamar's been pretty upfront about her plastic surgery. She doesn't lie about it. And when she shows up with a new face, she's like, do y'all like the work? So I don't think Tamar will be so low down as to make a lie about this. So get this, right? Then page 6, and you know everybody responds to page 6, and they are the biggest gossip page out there. But not only that, they literally have journalistic whatever. So they actually go and they try to verify. Not even page 6 could reach anyone in Tamar's camp for clarity. And again, this happened Sunday. Why did you wait? Why did she wait until Wednesday or Tuesday night to let us know something had happened? Okay. Now, here's what page 6 had to say. I'm setting this up for a reason, okay? We are playing a little Nancy Drew What It Do. Just go with me. All right? They said Tamar Braxton found in a pool of blood with fractured nose, missing teeth after mysterious near-death experience. They said Tamar Braxton revealed that she woke up in a pool of blood after a mysterious near-fatal accident, okay? A mysterious near-fatal accident left her with a fractured nose and missing teeth. She said, I struggled to write this, but everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even talk anymore. I'm so weak. Y'all know what she said with that. Ba, 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 ba. She said, the way I look at life now is totally different. As my health is on the mend, my mental journey begins. Pray for me for real. I don't even know what happened to me. Again, they said reps for Tamar weren't immediately available to comment to page 6. In additional Instagram stories, Tamar shared a post that read, Thank God for waking me up today. She also shared a photo of a Bible verse, Proverbs 31. Now, you know how I know. Every time Tamar start posting Bible verses is usually something very messy that she either created or amplified. And now she's calling on the Lord to help mitigate the damage to her life that her own choices have brought her. That's just my opinion. It's my opinion, people. It's my opinion. Okay. They said she also promoted, for those of y'all being like, Tisa, keep Tamar in your prayers, you being cold-blooded. She also promoted a new pre-recorded episode for her series Caught in the Act, which will be released on MTV Tuesday night. So if Tamar is using this to promote her shows, baby, we can talk about it. And again, it's all around weird, but again, this is Tamar we're talking about. Now, Page Six goes a little bit further and they say the reality star has previously detailed health scares, including when she was taken to the hospital via ambulance in December 2022 after experiencing flu like symptoms and needing oxygen. Again, what did Tamar say? I thought God was taking me home because I could not breathe and my chest was on fire. She wrote on social media at the time. Now, Page Six is trying to play her and be like, Tamar's just dramatic. Tamar shared she had flu and was prescribed 5 different medications. She described it as worse than COVID, in her opinion. In June 2021, she got candid about her mental health struggles and a 2020 suicide attempt during an interview with People. She said that time of my life was so dark and so heavy. I didn't see how I was going to come out on the other side. I didn't even know that there was another side, but I chose to change my life. Most people think, oh, she went to a hotel, probably took a bunch of rugs, was on a binge. This is what Tamar said that people, when they heard that she was going to commit suicide, what most people would have thought. And I said, listen, I know I may not be a Tamartian, right? But I think Tamar's beautiful. I think she's very talented. I think she's very funny. I think she's very amusing, whether she intends to be or not. I said, who in the world was thinking that Tamar was in a hotel on rugs binging? But this got my mind Page Six is being shady, but this got my mind wondering. Besides somebody knocking you out, stomping you out, somebody slipping something in your drink or whatever, you willingly taking something and it not mixing well, there's only so outside of a legit like medical nerve emergency, like you got narcolepsy, or I don't know, is there a medical condition where you just randomly pass out and don't know? Maybe vertigo, impetigo, vertigo. Trying to think of the medical conditions. Should I ask ChatGPT? My whole point of the matter is, how many things can you suffer from that literally will have you black out, fall, wake up in a pool of blood with a fractured nose? And 4 minutes, do you know how far you have to fall? And mind you, she had people around her. She had people around her. Now let's listen to what Tamar said. Most people think, oh, she went to a hotel and probably took a bunch of rugs and was on a binge. Is that odd choice of words, Tamar? It didn't happen like that. It was just everyday life, trying to figure out how to get through the day. And then at the time, she was home with her son Logan and her then boyfriend David Adefeso, who found her unresponsible. She also touched on how she was essayed as a child. Ugh, they said Tamar is currently single and was last linked to her ex fiance, Jeremy J.R. Robinson, who she was engaged to twice. And apparently he used her credit card to romance his side Johns at least one time, that Tamar admitted. And he is most notable for writing a book about how the streets were calling him, and also eating Tommy's groceries out, using his Hilton reward points to eat Tommy's groceries out while telling Tommy all Tamar's business. It should be noted, if you don't know who Tommy is from Love and Hip Hop, Tommy and Tamar don't get along. Tommy is a Gemini, and you know Geminis, you might hate them, but they do be telling you the truth. And she said, Tamar, this man is fetishizing you. I don't like that. But most notably, Tamar and Tommy have never really, they weren't cool. So he was basically telling, while he was eating his ops groceries, was telling her all Tamar's business. And Tamar still went on tour and sat on stage and crossed her legs and said, my man, you think I'm going to let my man go? I'm not exaggerating because she did that. You think I'm going to let my man go? And all the Tamartians were like, yeah, girl. And I literally said, I know Jesus, because you know Tamar loved to call on the Lord. I know the Lord was looking up and was like, I don't got nothing. I mean, I think the Lord was looking like, you know what? I don't got nothing. I mean, nothing to do with what you talking about. Literally, yeah, you think I'm letting my man go? This is after, right? This is after he ate your arch enemy's groceries out and told your business. And what did Tamar say to that? looking at myself to see how I could have prevented that. You can't prevent your fiance from eating somebody's groceries. And then he came back and asked her to marry him on Christmas. Then he humiliated her and said she had all these problems and mental issues and all this other stuff. Anyway, but I don't know. Yeah. It's unclear when Tamar and JR called it quits. But she revealed in March that she had been celibate for about a year and wouldn't date until her son turned 18. Now, I think that's good for her. Let's not forget when she tried to commit suicide. She actually said in the interview that Logan was a cause of that because she was sick of embarrassing Logan. And I'm like, when did a 7-year-old ever say, Mommy, you embarrassing me? I think that it was somebody in her ear, probably my opinion, probably some man she was dating. Who was she dating at the time? David, telling her she was an embarrassment and all this other stuff. I'm glad Tamar mentally is on the mend, right? I will say that she said she's been celibate for a year, but Tamar, if you guys remember, y'all remember when she did an unpaid commercial for Prep and said that she was on Prep and then was like, you be signing NDAs? I don't be signing for men. And I was like, Tamar, who are you talking to? But also, she admitted that she was on Prep. And again, if you're on Prep, no shame. Like, I hear the dating world is brutal out in Atlanta. It's the Wild Wild West, and it's the Wild Wild West, and you 100% uh, have to protect yourself. But yet and still, if it's the Wild Wild West and you 100% have to protect yourself, great. But if you've been celibate, why are you on Prep? I'm just saying, why are you on Prep if you've been celibate for a year? All right, girl. So anyway, right? And she's not going to date till she's 18. Okay, do what you want. She said, there's no way I'm going to bring another man into his life to be unsuccessful. There's no way. Okay, good for you. Because I don't think JR was ever a good thing for him to be around Logan. This is my opinion. JR was a 60-year. You ever heard that old saying with men? The way men never see themselves, certain men, a lot of men, dare I say all men, listen, they never see themselves as getting older. As women, we see ourselves as getting older, not like, ugh, like, no, but we're like, yo, we're not the same girl we were at 15, at 22, at 28. You know what I'm saying? We see ourselves progressing and we see like life teaching us stuff as we go. Mm-mm. Men like JR don't see that. Men like JR never see themselves as getting older. They see themselves as leveling up. So they see themselves as, even if they're 60, or how old is Chicken Little? Colonel Sanders. How old is Colonel Sanders, right? He sees him, in my opinion, this is all my opinion. He sees himself as that same 25-year-old kid, but now they got more resources. You see what I'm saying? Like men like JR, and this is the Peter Pan syndrome, they never see themselves as getting older. They see themselves as that same 25-year-old, but now they got more resources. So they leveled up. Instead of seeing themselves as a 50-year-old with a Benz and diamonds that Tamar bought them, Benz, diamonds, all this stuff. No, they see themselves as a 25-year-old that leveled up, but they still that same 25-year-old with resources. So men like JR that see themselves as that, they never truly grow up because you still see yourself as a 25-year-old doing 25-year-old things, right? And I really do think, I mean, JR's style, what he was into, what he was doing, like he's still 50 years old or however old he is, running the streets, like because I guess he was too broke when he was 20 to run the streets. So now he's 50 and he's running the streets, but yet you on your knees in the Hilton eating groceries with your reward points when you should be at home playing daddy to your fiance's son. I mean, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But let's move on. Let's move on. That's neither here nor there. We'll come back to this, okay? Anyway, Tamar is now focused on being a mom, which is a good thing, right? You can say a lot about Tamar, but you can't deny she loves her son. She said, I just want to mentally protect him as much as I can. I don't want to give him any abandonment issues or anything like that. Now, can I just say this? There's something. I know we're going off on a lot of tangents, but just let me cook. There is something in the reality TV reality TV star to get any random man you know for 10 seconds and get your kids to call that person daddy. That's a pipeline. That's a pipeline. I don't know what it is in reality TV. I don't know if they just pick Looney Tunes that literally will meet a man and the man will be like, yeah, baby, I love you, marry me. And without any vetting, without trying anything, without even seeing that this person is good enough to be a role model for your child and a stable person to your child, you decide to be like, they said daddy. It's the same way women will be like, that's my husband. First of all, your husband got 9 outside babies. You and your husband only been married for 3 months, and you've only known him for 2 months. Giving someone the title of husband does not, and they'd be like, oh, what God set first. And I know God's in heaven, like, who set that first? I don't even know what's going on. When did they get married? You got married? Anyway, there is something like the women that, because somebody is a husband title, they're literally doing biblical love and sacrifices for someone that God was like, I didn't even know you did this. You snuck out. I was looking for you to give you some blessings and come to find out you're married. What? So there's a pipeline between reality TV stars and maybe because they get a lot of users or attracted to him. Like, I know, in my opinion, JR seemed like a loser who only wanted to be famous, and he thought he found a real dummy in Tamar. And I'm not going to lie, for a while, his assumptions were correct, right? We all been there, part of the dum-dum thing. And, Tamar's dum-dum years just lasted longer than most, and it's broadcasted on TV. I think it lasted 8 times longer than most people's dum-dum period, and it was broadcasted on TV. So, it was like, it was a lot. It was a lot, right? So then, you look at JR, and because someone is like, yeah, I want to marry you and I want to be a dad, it clicks something in the reality TV dum dum head. It's like when Portia was like, sitting Pilar on Simon's lap, and we saw Simon, the way he treated his other kids, right? I'm not saying he don't love them, but really, we saw the way Simon treated Fallon's kids and the way he walked away, and the kid was texting him, and Portia was sitting there drinking pina coladas, and now Portia is about to be taken for a wild ride with Simon. Don't say she got money, because she didn't. Simon's appealing it, and as much as it pains me to see, he looks like he might win this round. Anyway, I feel like with JR, Portia heard, like, not Portia, Tamar heard, fiance daddy, and she forced her kid to always get involved with these men because it's like, no, it's a ready-made family. And they basically dragged their kid from the outside looking in into their desperation because Tamar just wants to be loved. You're training your kid just wanting to be loved. And I think that's where abandonment issues or anything like that. So I'm glad that, like, she got involved and got on top of that, right? She says that Logan, da 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 da. Okay, so anyway, here's what Funky Daniva said. Okay, we're getting to the point. I know what y'all saying. Get to the point, Tisa. It's coming, but let me just cook. All right, let me just cook. So then Funky Daniva said this. I'm sure y'all heard it, but listen to this. Hold on. Where is Tamar? I'm sure y'all heard it, but just listen to this 1 second. Where we at? Oh my God. Instagram, stop it.
I don't know what happened to the lady. We went out. What night that was? We went out. Uh,
Sunday. It was Sunday.
Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday.
We went out Saturday night. We went to the roof, Chris. We ate. We had a good time. She was like, let's turn up for your birthday. We went down to the V12. Shouts out to Vinny and all the people at V12. That's the video y'all saw. Or whatever, with us walking in, they're making a whole lot of noise.
We about to have fun.
Yeah, we all got in the car together. The car dropped us off at Tamar house. I didn't go upstairs. I went to my car. I went and met James Knox at BJ Rooster, and I came home. The next day when I woke up, I had a text message from Tamar at 10 in the morning. that said, "Can you give me Dr. Heavenly phone number?" I didn't think anything of it because people ask me for Dr. Heavenly phone number all the time. And it's typically when people have an emergency veneer situation. I did not think anything of it. People ask me for her number all the time. And then the next thing I know, folks is sending me this thing on the internet where the lady said she almost died and she was laying in a pool of blood. I don't, and I know some of y'all are gonna be committed to thinking I'm lying, and y'all gonna be committed to thinking I'm biased, and y'all are gonna be committed to thinking I'm covering up something. And
He's right.
I swear to God, on my mother, I don't know what happened.
Do you even have a good relationship with your mom?
I honestly don't.
Okay, fine.
I don't know what happened, and that's the God honest truth.
But what do you think happened?
That's not gonna be good enough, but you're gonna have to make it enough.
Okay.
I promise you, on Isaac's life, I don't know what happened.
Who's Isaac?
She ain't told me nothing. The lady just said she needed Dr. Heavenly phone number. So that's that on that. I hope we can put that to bed. I know what y'all know. I can give y'all a little more details. The lady did say, "Q, I'm missing 4 teeth." And then I wrote back, "I'm confused. So you just woke up and 4 of your teeth was missing?" And the lady didn't respond. Okay. So I don't know what's going on with the lady mouth. That's all I know. If that ain't good enough for you, bitch, make it enough. Okay.
Okay. So that was Funky Geneva. He did a live where he went into it, okay? I have a couple questions and I have more to say. But one, who's Isaac? Go to chat. Who is Isaac? First of all. Second of all, so they all went back to Tamar's house. So they were at Tamar's house. That means I'm guessing Logan was home. Somebody said this happened out by a pool. As far as I know, Tamar doesn't have a pool. But does she live in a high rise where it's like the community pool? So they were downstairs. But I think most community pools, when you get a building with a lot of and amenities, at least the ones they tell you at 10 or 11 o'clock, you can't be in the pool anymore. They're not trying to get sued. They don't want any liability. You can use the common areas, but at 11 p.m., ain't nobody allowed in the pool. They don't let any 24-hour pool parties happen in most buildings that have amenities. Now, also, look at Tamar. Why does it look like Senate Bunner Girl? We about to have fun. Party just begun. Fall all night until we see the sun. Call. Okay, fine. We about to have fun. Okay, fine, right? Uh, okay. So that was what Funky Geneva said, right? Now, a couple of things, because you know me, I was like, yo, what is going on? Is Tamar trying to protect somebody that laid hands on her? Because from even his explanation and Tamar's explanation, yo, I'm missing 4 teeth, it sounds like she's trying to protect someone. Because that would explain her super, super, super weird response and why there's no police report and why she's not going to a regular doctor. Now, here's the thing, right? You said that your friends blood, but again, maybe that was a typo and I'm reading too much into this, right? But one, Tamar didn't have to say anything. So, first question, and we're going to discover this as we go on. Why are you now telling us a story? Because it sounds like she's trying to get a story. And for anybody saying that's Tamar's business, Tisa, not when you put it on Instagram. Like, I don't be in Tamar's windows looking, but if you put it on Instagram, I do believe it is fair notice and we can actually talk about it. Do you not agree? Anyway, right? There was there's all conflicting reports about whether there was a police report. I believe that there was a police report because Tamar, if she went to the hospital, like people are saying she was rushed to the hospital would have either had to would have made a police report, right? Somebody comes in with a fractured face, missing 4 teeth, and like a fractured face and all this other stuff, there would have been some type of report made. Now, the only way there wouldn't be a police report is if she decided not to go to the hospital. And that also makes sense because why are you asking for Dr. Heavenly's number? And third thing, Funky is a friend to no one. What? Funky is a friend to no one. And also for her being like, I don't know what happened with that lady. Look at the way they are walking in together. These people are so want to say these people are so fake. I think they're just giving the public what they want. And it's all about like this and that. Now, here's what I want to see. Who's this guy next to Tamar? Is that TV? Who's this guy next to Tamar? And he's holding on to Tamar. Are they holding on to each other? Why are they walking through? Is that her bodyguard? Is that her man? That ain't her man, right? Is that her bodyguard? Does Tamar have any girlfriends that like her and care about her? Um, Also, how come Tamar said that her friend was there, but she doesn't mention if anybody else was there? And for Funky Geneva, who like you left, but how many people went up to the house with Tamar? Anyway, right? Tamar didn't have to share this with us. Why is she sharing this with us? Okay, there's also a few other things, right? Um, what Tamar is describing again, and I hope I'm wrong, and I don't even want to wish this, so I hope I'm wrong. It sounds like she's describing either one, somebody laid hands on her, or two, either someone slipped her something or she slipped something to herself, and she like realized that she's been partying too much and she needs to pull back. All right, that's what it sounds like, right? And it could. Some people are saying, did she get jumped? Did she get stomped out? My sources are saying that did not happen. And who would, like Funky said, they went to her home. He saw her go to her apartment for the after party and then, or house. I don't know if she lives in an apartment or house. They went to her place for the after party and he actually left. I do not think anybody would have the gumption or the BALLS to jump someone or stomp someone in their own house unless it was a case of DV. At this point, I don't think that Tamar is dating anybody or even linked to anybody. Now, I do know that she was on prep by her own, was, is, and did on prep. So, what, like, mm, but you're not seeing anybody. Can you let me know? Jump into the comments because I actually really want to know, right? Oh, thank you, Mike G. Mike G said he's the club owner. I think his name is V. Watson. Okay, all right, all right. Thank you, Mike. That's why he's walking her through. Okay, all right, all right. That's why he's walking Tamar through. Okay, fine. Fine. Thank you, Mike G. Thank you, Mike G. Okay, thank you, Roger. Roger said that's Vinny Watson. He's the owner of the club. Thank you so much. All right. So listen, I just want to know though. Thank you. Thank you guys for letting me know what's going on. But again, Tamar says she's not saying anything, but she did a crash out live. And I know what y'all thinking. Which crash out live did she do? Where she admitted she was on prep? Prep. Thank you. Let me go to the comments. I'm back to my original question. Can you let me know in the comments? Do you take prep is to prevent, right? Do you take the prep if you're not active? Because as far as I know, prep isn't something that got to be in your blood, right? You can just take it when you think you've been exposed. Or is it something that has to stay in your blood like I don't know, like cholesterol medicine, right? You can't just take the cholesterol medicine when you eat like that triple meatball sandwich. You have to like have it in your blood. Can y'all let me know like which it was? Somebody said that Tamar had a seizure. Tamar's not epileptic, but did somebody, again, did somebody give her something or did she take something that caused her to have a seizure? Here's what I think happened. I think she might have gotten, and this is just from me talking to people, that she got like, maybe she got blackout and she face planted where you completely pass out and boom. But then here's the thing. She said her friend also had bruising and scratching, which to me makes it seem like maybe somebody tried to put their hands on her and the friend jumped in. The friend jumped in to actually help her. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, listen, do y'all know how? And that's another thing. Even if you face planted, how do you, and you fracture your nose, how do you lose four teeth? Do you know that's something when somebody is hitting you? How do you lose four teeth from face planting? Anyway, let's get into this, right? Yeah. 40 to Culture Music Media said she might have passed out. Oh, Yolanda, PrEP. Funny thing you asked. Hold on, because I had to Google it too. Hold on. Hey, a quick question. One, what is PrEP? PrEP. Is that something that needs to be taken continuously, or can you take that just like one time to prevent? Second of all, what medical conditions can cause you to like pass out and face plant that would be common? Hold on. We asking my best friend, right? Um, listen, I don't know. Listen, I just don't know. Okay. Somebody, Veronica said you can become epileptic at any time. Let me tell y'all something. This is the good and bad thing of Tamar. If Tamar, I believe that if Tamar was epileptic, we would know. Tamar don't hold nothing back. And she damn sure will not miss an opportunity to garner sympathy. I don't say that Tamar plays the victim. But Tamar does not miss the opportunity to invite us into her woes or health issues. This woman went on to Raj B. Henson's show, I think in 2021, and said that things weren't going well with her family, things weren't going well with her man, right? Uh, and she tried to commit suicide, and she literally said Logan, her son, was the main reason she decided. She put this in an interview. It's in print, but also a thing. Was one of the main reasons why she decided to do it because she was tired of embarrassing him and acting a fool. And I was like, Logan was 7 years old at that time. I do not think any 7-year-old was even checking for reality TV. You busy watching Peppa Pig and Dora the Explorer, right? So I just don't think, and it made me think that probably the mofo that was next to her was the one, or maybe someone, I don't know, was putting in her head, oh, you ashamed, you ashamed. But my whole point is, if Tamar shared something that vulnerable and that like wild and said that, and we saw through it, I do not think Tamar shared with us that she was doing PrEP, which, by the way, PrEP is PR, capital EP, stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's a medication to prevent the houses in Virginia, the HIV infection, before exposure. It's usually a daily pill. You take PrEP. Wait, taking PrEP once isn't effective. It needs to be taken consistently every day to maintain protective levels in your body. Okay, so I can see how. Okay, so that checks out. So I apologize, Tamar. So Tamar, you could be celibate and you take PrEP the same way you take birth control every day. To which I would say, ladies, and gentlemen, come in, both of y'all. If y'all have to live in an area where you take PrEP like it's birth control, I think it's time to move. I don't know if you got to go to Anchorage, Alaska. I don't know if you have to go to Ubud, Thailand. I don't know if you have to go to Ho Chi Minh City, Beijing, Singapore, Thailand, Venezuela, Colombia. Medellin. I don't care where you have to go. If you live somewhere where you gotta, even though half those places, you probably gotta do the same thing. You know what? Never mind. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe. Never mind. This is a crazy world. Forget what I said. Protect yourselves. Protect yourselves. Because if this medication does not cause any serious health consequences, and in this crazy world, protect yourself. But my whole point of the matter is Tamar admitted that she was on PrEP. She also, like, Tamar don't have a problem telling us her business. So if Tamar had epilepsy, seizures, either back or forth, she would have told us off the bat. She don't mind literally sharing her, what do you call it? Her obstacles that the Lord tries to steer away from. So get this. It must be taken consistently every day to maintain protective levels in your body. However, there are also on-demand PrEP dosing strategies, but those are for specific circumstances and require careful timing and guidance from a healthcare provider. It does not protect against other STIs, so condoms and other safer SMEX practices are still important. Okay, remember that. Okay, so here's the common medical conditions that can cause passing out. Syncope, or face planting. Okay, so this is serious. Passing out suddenly, it's called syncope, but we call it face planting commonly, can happen for many reasons. Here are some of the common causes. You can have cardiac causes such as irregular heartbeat, structural heart problems like aortic stenosis, heart attack. Okay, so Tamar, go to the cardiologist. You can have vasovagal syncope, most common. It's triggered by stress, pain, standing for too long, or dehydration. Causes sudden drop in heart rate and blood pressure, hence leading to the fainting. But if Tamar was around people, why wouldn't they help her? But again, she said her friend there had bruises and scratching, and she woke up in a pool of blood from her friend. So, okay. There can also be orthostatic hypotension, blood pressure drops when standing up quickly, caused by dehydration, certain medications, or autonomic dysfunction. Nomic, whatever. Autonomic conditions, if you guys don't know, those are the things that happen automatically in our body without us thinking. Your heart beating, your lungs taking in breath in and out, your the blood coursing through your veins. They are the things that happen in your body that you don't think about. They're just always running in the background. Okay. Neurological causes. Seizures, sometimes mistaken for passing out, but I think if she had seizures, she would have told us that. And again, page 6 tried to get more clarification. She wouldn't even respond to page 6. Stroke or transient is ischemic attack, a TIA. Or, I mean, I don't think she had a stroke because I think she would have told us that. There's also metabolic causes, okay? Low blood sugar, okay. Hypoglycemia, electrolyte imbalances. She better get those Dr. Berg electrolytes. Do y'all watch the Model Health Show with Sean Stevenson? I'm trying to get in shape and I never miss an episode of the Model Health Show with Sean Stevenson. Sean Stevenson, if you're trying to get like, Tamar should listen to Sean Stevenson, the Model Health Show. It's really good. It's on YouTube, but there's also podcasts. Other causes would be medications, blood pressure meds, sedatives, anemia, dehydration, and overheating. I don't know. Again. Jamie had a good point. She said 2 people are wounded, Tamar and another else. What is the side effect for 2 people? Thank you, Jamie. Jamie always gets to the root of the matter. If, even if sleuths of the internet, netizens, even if Tamar did pass out and she had seizures, how the hell do 2 people at her house both have seizures and both pass out? How are they both injured? And here's the thing. Tamar said she doesn't know what happened to her, but you had other people in your house and you had another person. So how was another person by you and they don't know what happened either? Both people don't remember. Both people are passed out. What in tarnation is going on? We need more. We need more information because, Jamie, you bring up a very, very, very good point. Even if everything Tamar said, we could take that with as truth, and it's Tamar's business, but she's sharing it with us, so we're going to talk about it, right? We're trying to save her life, right? At least I am. I'm being serious. But even if Tamar had a seizure, how did the person next to her have a seizure? Even if Tamar don't remember what happened, how did at least the other person that she woke up, how do they have no memory either? Which leads me to believe, I'm just gonna be honest, this is my opinion. It sounds like Tamar is protecting someone. It sounds like Tamar is protecting someone. And it sounds like if her other friend had bruises and scratching, why would you have bruises and scratching? Who was scratching you? What was going on? It sounds like a fight was going on, and the other friend might have tried to break it up. I think. Tamar was bragging about driving in a Bentley and she got a real man and he'd be spending money on her, all that. Now, whatever happened to that guy? Does anybody know that guy's name? Who was that guy she was talking to? Did he come and go? Or is he a player in the story and it's just like TBD, right? Okay, so Miss Tammy 125 said it's too bad of an environment. Um, people rugging you, bad intentions, this ain't right. That could be it too. That could be it too. They could have, sorry, they could have drugged Tamar and her friend, right? Listen. Oh, here's this. Jamie said maybe the poisonous rat that killed that Gene Hackman and his wife in Arizona is on the loose in Atlanta because people, cause people in Atlanta are blacking out. Jamie, you ain't seeing heaven. Shut up. Listen, Impressed Andy said, when is Tamar's humiliation ritual over? Her shit has been running in syndication. Let me tell you something. Tamar is making her own humiliation ritual. I will say, sometimes the universe is looking like, I that's not I think the universe and God is like, that ain't me. That is not me. I'm not doing that. Stop blaming me for that mess, TR. Listen. Oh, that's a good point. Veronica Forever said, where are the cameras? Well, here's the thing. This happened in Tamar's apartment. Why would there be cameras inside her apartment? Even though Tamar did get robbed before and she is like a celebrity, even though the Daily Mail played her and literally said 90s, 90s star, almost died. They did a 90s star. Tamar was not big in the 90s, whatever. But honestly, that's a good point. Tamar did get robbed before and she is a single woman living in Atlanta. So it makes me think, yeah, Tamar, do you have cameras in your house? And if there are, where's the footage? I'm going to read the police report. Where's the police report? Unless you didn't get rushed to the hospital, as it was earlier reported. Who else said? National said there were no cameras. Oh, but here's the thing. Even if it wasn't any cameras, there's cameras in the. Because does Tamar live in a house or an apartment? If Tamar lives in an apartment or a condo, then that means that there should be cameras. And if she lives in a house, I know she got cameras around her house. I know that she has cameras, right? Or no? No? Okay, so then they said, oh, Nashelle, this is it. Somebody said, listen. Somebody said, but why? No, Nashelle said, what? Jamie said Tamar's car was robbed. No one wants her Fashion Nova. Listen, as someone, well, I don't shop at Fashion Nova. I need to. I'm not saying I'd be shopping in Louis Vuitton. I just don't. Hold on. I just don't shop. Why is my screen freezing up? Can y'all see me? Okay. I don't shop at Fashion Nova. I need to go shopping, but yeah. So, but is there like what is going on with my internet? Can y'all see me? What is going on in my internet? Can y'all see me? Okay. 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 So anyway, right? So here we at. So where we at? Listen. Somebody said maybe it's bad rugs. That's what page 6 was trying to insinuate. What else is going on? Shell's back to Nichelle's point because I don't know. You guys put a 1 in the comments if you agree with Nichelle. Why would she come out and dry snitch on herself and then hide details? Someone get me out of the Twilight Zone. Let me tell you something. Every single time Tamar comes out and dry snitches on herself, when we hear the actual story, we always side eye her. Remember when she came out and didn't dry snitch, but she said what happened between her, Candy, and Todd. And she came out and said that like a week after it happened. Remember when she came out when Krishan was fighting with James? I think that was her good friend, but also on tour, and James, whatever. And she finally came out and said that and all this other stuff. Whenever Tamar dry snitches on herself, it's because she has something to do with it. It's always because of that. So let's actually think about it. Why would Tamar be dry snitching on herself? Who else? Listen, listen. Let's see. Somebody said, I just saw Tamar. Miss Dyra said, I just saw Tamar at public last week and she looked just fine. Really? Uh, Bayla Flemery said, Lord, Tamar has something going on, but no music. You know what I will say about Tamar, right? Tamar is beautiful. Talent. And when I say talent, Tamar got talent. 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 Like talent. She was blessed beyond compare with that. Tamar is very amusing on TV and Instagram Live. Tamar has an infectious personality, right? Tamar has so many gifts. And what is going on? What is going on? What is going on with my live stream? Mm, can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? Okay. Can you guys see me? All right, they kept saying there was something wrong with the live stream. Okay, I'm back. Tamar has so much talent and wasted it all on bum ass ninjas. And this it is clearly colorless. She wasted all on bum ninjas. All of it. She throws, right? She throws all her gifts out because she wants somebody to love her. And it's very, very sad to see what actually happens and what Tamar is up to. In any case, what's going on with my stream? Can y'all see me okay? I don't understand what's going on with the stream. I do know that it is what I'm freezing again. I'm glitching. Check my Wi-Fi connections. Okay, let's check the speed test for Wi-Fi. I think it's YouTube. No, my Wi-Fi, baby, my Wi-Fi is at 397 uh Mbps and the upload is 186. Nah, baby. This is YouTube once again hating on me. God, YouTube, why won't y'all let me be great? Why? Why? Okay, so let's see if we can just do whatever. I don't understand. Okay. Oh, you can see me? Okay. I'm just going to keep talking. I'll get off there in a second, but I think there's actually something with this. I don't know what's going on, but it's going on and that's what it is. Okay, fine. Anyway, again, I will say this about Tamar. Tamar got so many gifts. She got so much thing, and she throws it away for a bum a ninja. And the funny thing is, Tamar is the epitome of, you know how you're just like, each one will be better than the last? Because most people, when you're in your dum-dum stage, women, men, I know men go through their dum-dum stage too, but y'all cover it up better. But women go, we'll tell our business. But men go through their dum-dum stage too. Every dum-dum stage, you climb out of it. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So by the time you get to the fifth ninja, 10 ninja, 100 ninja, I'm not judging, right? You kind of got things figured out. Tamara, when she takes steps, it's like down to 8 Hades. 1. Then it goes -1. Then -2. Then by the time she got to JR, I never in my life thought I'd say this, but I was like, you know what? She might have been better off with Vince. I never thought I would say that when they broke up after the reality TV show, but I was like, yo, you might have been better off with Vince because at least you were, it just kept getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And ladies, and men, let this be a lesson to you with Tamar. I believe Tamar, I don't know what happened in her house, right? And I'm not talking about any trauma she might have experienced. But from the outside looking in, I feel like Tamar was also in church too much. Hear me out. You can have the word of the Lord and live a godly life, but at a certain point, you have to let your kids interact with other people. You gotta let your daughters, I'm not saying at 12, but like at 16, 17, start letting them date a little so you can still have a close relationship with them and be in their ear when these ninjas try to run game on them. When these ninjas or men, when the girls or guys try to run game on your baby, you're happen when they're 20, 21 in college because yeah, you're telling them stuff, but they don't gotta listen to you. But if they're 16 and you let them go on their first movie date and they coming back and you see that boy acting funny or that girl acting funny, you can 100%, right? You can 100%, you can stay in their ear and you can guide them down the river so they don't become a cautionary tale. Like Tamar, I feel like Tamar didn't get this dating experience when she was younger. So now, even though she's like what, almost 50, she still has the mentality of a 22-year-old who don't know nothing about dating. That's what I think. That's what I think is going on. Listen, that's what I think is going on. Anyway, y'all, listen. Um, Nichelle said, you know how YouTube messes with their FBI informants? Oh, yeah, you guys. Also, don't forget, I'm going to be at the Diddy sentencing. I'm going to be collecting my final check from the FBI for informing. I'm going to be catching my final check for informing. I'm going to sit there and let my haters have one more look at me because you know their little tired lives don't know what viewership looks like. But anyway, right? Talking about, but listen. What's up, B? How you doing? Listen, should I turn the ads off? Listen, click out and try again. Looks like sure. But listen, it's good so far. Listen, I will honestly say that I honestly do believe that Tamar should be a cautionary tale for anybody that's being overprotective of your children. I'm not saying you got to let them run wild, but start letting your children have taste of life while they still love you. Well, they're always going to love you, but respect you. But more importantly, they are under your roof. So if you see them getting into any like violent situation own, right? On their own, they'll have like they'll be ready for that jungle. Life is a jungle. You know what I'm saying? And like Tamar should be a cautionary tale, you know? L. Edwards. Yo, hold on. I'm waiting for the what is going on with the stream? Oh my God. Hold on a second. L. Edwards said one of your haters is in jail. Ah, won't he do it? One of my haters is in jail, baby. See? I don't even got to focus on people trying to take me down. God got me. God got me. Hold on. Let me click out and try again. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, Yana Artist 77, welcome to the family. I'm going to reload really quick. Hold on. Let's see what we can do. Hold on. That might be it. Maybe trigger words. Who said this? Marie. What's up, Marie? Said maybe trigger words glitch when you said that. That might be it too. You can hear me now? Okay. Uh, somebody said maybe take the Tamar video down. I don't know what that's doing. God definitely got me. Look at God's glory. Look, and I'm sure God's coming for the other ones too. Even the old crusty ones sitting there lying their butts off. But it's cool. Your girl's it's going to be back for the Diddy sentencing, but I'm also going to get back into like the fun stuff. I know I took an extra long summer break. But I still do work at YouTube and I'll be back. Sorry, I had to go training. You know, as feds, they call us in August to get our marching orders because not only do they pay us against the federal constitution and against all law, and it would be court record, and it would be a direct violation of a direct court order. And Diddy's team would love to get me in trouble for violating a court order, but I will be in effect. So all my haters, the ones that aren't in jail, and the ones that can quit calling themselves journalists, and let's see if they get in the court. Listen, I will be there. Listen. At the end of the day, right? Listen. Somebody said there's a lot of new stuff going on with the ads. I think YouTube is rolling some stuff out and it's not perfect. What's going on with the ads? Do they have new ads? Oh, what is this? House of Congosa said, Tisa, I did some cute one shoulder chops for you DM'd. Okay, I'll check my DMs. Thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all, so listen, let me just say this, right? So what do y'all think that there is something like I wonder what's going on with Tamar? I wonder again, why are you getting ahead of the story now? There's no police report. And again, you can't say, here's the thing with Tamar. You can't say that this was a health emergency because how did two people have the same health emergency? Unless it was something that they were on and taking. Unless there was something that they were on and taking, you know? Listen, Nichelle said, triple that security, boo boo. You know what? Can I just say this, right? Because we are going to triple the security, and thank you to my man. But, it shocked me that there were so many stupid, low life haters that couldn't fathom. And the thing is, it was men that couldn't, not all men, but those men that couldn't fathom a man having one enough financial security to hire security for their girl. And even if he wasn't financially secure, baby, you better go to Walmart and no shade and work at Walmart and you better get 11 extra shifts. Cause this is how I make my money. I need y'all to have, and it just shocked me that there was literally old, pathetic, washed up wannabe bloggers and wannabe reporters that literally couldn't fathom a black woman genuinely having viewership, genuinely having a man that wanted to protect her. And even if he didn't have the money, baby, he would have gotten out and been selling oranges at the side of the road to make sure I was protected. Or he would have been out there himself, right? Protecting me. And they couldn't fathom that a black woman, was in a situation that she was protected. So they literally made up some bullshit about the federal government paid for my security, even though I guess they were too stupid to know that's not how it works and that's not how funding works and that is actually illegal and a violation of a court order. And as much as Diddy's team was trying to get me kicked out of court, they would have loved to do that. But again, they just make up lies because they're part of the misinformation because baby they want to make I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to Tamar, right? Listen. Listen. It is it is what it is, all right? So anyway, listen, Amy said, and the point where they tried to say you weren't black. You know what was actually really scary about that? People saying that I wasn't black, even though y'all watch me all the time. Y'all know I got 4 black grandparents. But even if I wasn't black, which y'all see, like, even if I wasn't black, y'all know I got 4 black grandparents. But, and also in my life, nobody's ever said I'm ambiguous. They always saw me as she's clearly black. Like, but even if that wasn't true, the fact that there were men and women saying that if I wasn't black, it was okay to dehumanize me. It was okay to jump on me. It was okay to tear me apart. There's something sick in that psyche. So if I wasn't black or if I was mixed, then it's okay to destroy me and rip me apart and try to fight me. And you're co-signing men and women? Yo, it's crazy. And then when they were like, well, clearly people are like, girl, we saw those nappy edges. You black. And I was like, yeah, I always said I was black. Like, duh. I never tried. Like, of course it is, right? They then was like, oh, you work for the feds. I work for the feds? Or like, I don't know. That was a weird, I will say one thing. And you know, the funny thing was, everybody that did it were low life scum that was begging to be on my live stream and that I would let them. They were begging to be on my, everybody that ended up being like praying for my downfall and actors, whatever. They were the ones that were on my live stream trying to be close to me. And I put them on my live stream because you know me, I share. Like I do believe there's abundance in this world. You getting on does not hurt me. If anything, I believe that abundance multiplies. Because, baby, if you are getting on, that means that I believe the universe is like, yo, if you're popping, the universe is feeling generous. They handing out gifts to everybody. I don't believe that there is infinite resources. So I actually enjoy when other people get on because it creates this high vibration energy where we all doing big things. Do y'all find that? Like when things are going good for you, they're going good for a lot of people. And that vibrate, it creates an energy where the universe is like, you get a card, you get a card. So it's nice to create an atmosphere where everybody is like, where everybody's getting on, you know? And I just realized from that trial, a lot of people don't a lot of people don't believe in abundance. And a lot of people will smile. But anyway, and that's about trial. I realized a lot from that trial, and I realized a lot from you know, it's my first day on YouTube, and I listen. Yeah. Yes, Amy said, how the haters move. They beg to attach to your coattails and try to burn your house down when they feel like you haven't given them enough. That was the crazy thing. But again, God bless me. There is abundance in this universe. You getting on is not like my blessings are for me. Your blessings are you. And when you get your blessings, I will applaud. And when I get my blessings, I don't need them to applaud. I'll apply it to myself. Right? But hold on, right? Listen, yeah, that's the difference. What difference does it make what color you are? That was the weird thing. I'm like, but if I was mixed or if I wasn't black, that's okay to dehumanize? No, it was weird, but that whole not black thing, I said, oh, I know you mofos are on drugs or crazy because in my life, I never heard anybody say I wasn't black in my life. That's when I knew. Yeah, and you know another shocking thing that happened, and then I'm gonna get back to Tamar. The fact that y'all, here's the thing. There was shit going on in my life, like 6 separate things going on. And there was a lot going off camera that you guys didn't see. And the fact that there were grown people, listen, the fact that there were grown people like saying that they thought I was putting 20 on 10 because they live in a world where there can be men about to jump on a woman, but a woman somehow they live in a world where, oh, Tisa putting 20 on 10. And fuck them, it's my life, it's my body, it's my face. I didn't grow up where it was like I don't know. I didn't grow up in that shit, right? And in my mind, like it was just weird to me that men thought it was okay that women would be actively, a black woman would be actively threatened, and that I should have just rolled with it because in their world, that's what happens. What world do you live in that somebody is threatening to hit you, threatening to fight you? You'd be like, yeah, whatever, you ain't gonna do nothing. I don't live in that world. I'm sorry. I don't live in that world. It's my trauma. I don't live in that world at all, you know? Listen. Nichelle said when they said to me, I just show him my elbows and the crease of my butt. Yeah, but on top of that, it made me think. I was like, who are you trying to convince? It just made no sense. But then I saw, anyway, let's get back to Tamar. That Diddy trial taught me a lot about YouTube, and it taught me a lot about life. I feel like somebody cue the Moesha music. Ding, diary learned in the thing that like some people are just in their struggle and they don't want to realize that the reason why they're struggling, the reason why they're broke, the reason why they're in jail, the reason why they're pushing 60 and they're still literally projected, the reason why people are so miserable is not because somebody took something away from them. It's not because God hasn't blessed them. It's literally the way they move. Instead of worrying about bettering themselves and focusing and getting their ish together, they spend all their, it's like they think we're in a race. And instead of even jogging along and trying to get to the finish line, because it don't matter when you get there, you're going to get your prize. There are literally people that spend their whole lives thinking, how can they pull other people down? And you're right. They want to burn your house down because they think you haven't given them enough. But anyway, we all see. Listen, cue the Moesha, diary. Dun, 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 dun. Cue my Moesha music. I learned a lot, but that said, put security up. We're going to do our thing. We're going to stroll in and sit in the media, the new media side, because baby, that's what we do, right? Because that's what we do, Uh, exactly. Listen, it was a growing experience. I loved it. But speaking of growing experience, Tisa, listen, thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, I appreciate it. It taught me a lot about not a lot of these men, but it really taught me that, like, it really broke my heart that it was all, ugh, yuck. But it was fun. Listen, I can say what I want. Listen, the Diddy trial was lit. It was so much fun. And if I had it to do, I would do it. I would do it again. I would do it again. Listen, I would do it again. So what do y'all think? This is all I think. Do you think that it was Tamar? Do you think she was roofied? Do you think that somebody laid hands on her? Or do you think that maybe there is we can rule out a medical condition, because a medical condition would not make her friend also have scratches and bruising. And if her friend truly did have scratches and bruising, then that actually means that they were trying to defend Tamar from someone, or Tamar was trying to defend, or maybe how could they both fall together? How could they both, like, that ish didn't even happen in Studio 54. What did they actually have, right? What could they actually have? Listen. Oh, so there's something wrong with YouTube, because somebody says I can't even access closed. Teresa said I can't even access closed captions. So there's something wrong with YouTube. Yeah, there's something wrong. Like, listen, so it's something with YouTube. Definitely, there's something wrong with YouTube. Okay. Listen, at the actual day, listen. Oh, Bianca J, right? Book Talk with Bianca J said a woman on TikTok described the night like this after going out with a coworker. She couldn't remember anything. Her jaw was broken. She was missing teeth. Really? Oh. Oh, really? Really? Listen. You think that's what it was? You think listen, at the end of the day, let's be grateful that Tamar is healthy and alive. I do think that this is going to come out. I do think it's interesting that Tamar is refusing to comment to Page Six about what happened, because Page Six, Tamar would love to be in Page Six. They didn't comment and said, "Oh, never mind, nothing," right? So why do you think this is? Listen, MacD Bozak said, "Funky grinding on a woman." That woman is Tamar Braxton. Drop it low, low. Uh, Somebody said, "I think they were all high or drunk and got into a fight. Tamar is protecting them because she might have started it. LOL. They made up now, so they are keeping it quiet." But then why is she even talking about it? Because had I heard that Tamar broke her nose and lost 4 teeth, I would have sworn it was a lie. I wouldn't have believed it. I would not have believed it. So why is she dry snitching on herself? You know? Yeah, I don't know. Listen, yeah. Who exactly? Who was the friend she was with? Who? Because Funky wouldn't even say that too. They all went. That could have been it. Maybe they were all fighting, and it was one of those things that got out of control. But because they're all cool and they all made up, they're moving on. I will say this: Tamar is what, pushing 50 years old. I know she looked like she's 20. I know she got a body of a 20-year-old. And I know she got the mind of a 20-year-old. I just hope Tamar stays here. I hope to God. Okay, listen, it happened. So it happened. But I hope to God this wasn't an issue of somebody laying hands on her or something even more vicious, because Tamar did actually say that she was in severely, severely abusive relationships. And I just hope to God it maybe was a night that got out of control. But yet and still, it's just really weird. Right? Who was a friend? Sneaker Queen 3 said, Queen 33 said, who was the friend she was with? Miss Keita Johnson said, Funky be on that. Stop. Ah, listen, what you think? Marie said, I think she's trying to get ahead of the media. Yeah, I agree, right? Amor said, I think she had to get in front of it before the news broke somewhere by someone else. But I would have denied it. Is anybody waiting for Tamar's morning show? Tamar, like, she went to Dr. Heaven, but she do got a fractured nose. But I would have just said, I got a nose job. Please. I would have been like, showed up with a Dubai special tape over my nose and been like, yeah, I just got plastic surgery. What's up? You gonna see a new me. Like, if I was trying to cover up 4 missing teeth and something that happened that was so bad you trying to cover up, but you got to get in front of a story, I would have literally put some surgical tape all four across my nose and been like, I got a nose job and a face, or matter of fact, I'm getting a Christian or facelift. Y'all could have talked about me. I don't care. Better than y'all know my business. I would have said I was getting a Christian or facelift. Y'all would have been like, why? You look fine. Shut up. My body, my choice. If we get ahead of stories, then let's get ahead of the story. So that's why I don't think it was plastic surgery. You know, it's very uh Amor G said she could have gotten the work done overnight and none of us would have known. Exactly. So then why are you saying something? Maybe somebody's threatening to sue her, extort her. Again, y'all would have saw me if I'm trying to get ahead of the story, my face would have been taped up. I would have had the Skims face mask, some surgical tape across my nose with what did they put on the thing for the nose job with the support thing? Y'all would have saw me with two popsicle sticks taped to each side of my nose with some like packing tape, some scotch tape, and two popsicle sticks taped to the side of my nose, and like a sock wrapped around my head like a surgical mask. And I'd have been like, I'm in the middle of getting cosmetic surgery. I'd have told y'all that I was in the middle of getting plastic surgery rather than this come out. So if you're trying to get ahead of a story, then get ahead of the story. Literally, there would have been a sports sock wrapped in my head. I would have got one of my dad's old work socks, the black ones, and tied it to the top of my head. Two popsicle sticks. Probably still dyed blue from the popsicles, taped with some scotch tape. And I don't care. I'd have let y'all talk it out. She knows she lying. Those are popsicle sticks. I would have just let the internet do that and been like, yeah, I'm getting Christian or facelift. And that's it. And when y'all came and said, but you look the same after, I'd have been like, yeah, I want it like very subtle. I want it very tasteful. I wanted to look like myself. And then I would have let everybody debate about whether like the surgery, literally, I wanted to look by myself. Again, if you're trying to get ahead of a story, there's ways to get ahead of the story. And that's why I don't understand what Tamar was doing. Empress Candy said one of those sultans knocked her teeth out for entertainment purposes. Impress. The wealthiest people have become the more morbid. Yeah, okay. With their proclivities. Okay, first of all, there are horror stories as to what the Saudi princes do, but I do not think that the Saudi princes were in Atlanta at this club, and I do not think that Tamar is on their to-do list. Tamar's a beautiful woman, but I just don't think that the Saudi princes have Tamar on their to-do list. I would hope that Tamar has enough sense not to get caught up in the porta potty pipeline. You see what I'm saying? I know there is a reality TV to porta potty, Dubai porta potty pipeline, but I would hope that Tamar got enough sense not to get involved in that pipeline. Do you know what I'm saying? Listen. Oh, Nichelle said, I think she wants us to ask these exact questions and I ain't going for it. Yeah, right? Lady Starford said, is this her karma for the Krishan thing? I don't know. Exactly. How do you get 4 missing teeth? Is that even possible when you fall? Only 4? I don't know. This is weird. This is weird. Thank you, Chloe. The luxury bucket list said any publicity is better than none. She went out and something happened. Why not use it to create mystery and gossip? Ah, no one is checking for Tamar. Tony was in the news a few weeks ago. Empress Nandy said, YouTube is forcing me to watch ads. I'm ready to jump ship and there's nowhere to go. Wow, Empress. Wow. I'm holding you hostage. Anyway, um, A. James said, when she said she wanted to learn to dance more than twerking, I knew the family wasn't bougie culture. Okay. Uh, yeah, Amy said you literally have to face plant, but then how did your friend face plant with you? That's the thing I don't understand. Stacy Del Bulshia said, it's so disgusting, the porta potty. Yikes. Tamar is so beautiful. I don't think she would do it either. She's so tired. Exactly. As much as I like to drag Tamar, because she make always, whenever there is a choice between doing something that makes sense and doing the dumbest possible thing, Tamar always picks the dumbest possible choice. So there's a lot of fun there. She's from the Khloe Kardashian school of choices. But again, Tamar's talented. She's beautiful. I don't think that she would sign up for the porta potty experience. I just really don't. Amy said maybe her top 2 got knocked out as she fell face down and the ones next to them were super weird. That could be it too. Listen. Amor G said, hell nah. If you fall, you chip a tooth at best. I don't know. It could be. Maybe somebody knocked them things out. Child. I hope that's not it. But who said the one theory that it sounds like maybe it was they was all like inebriated, a fight started, all this stuff happened, and then afterwards they all made up because they really realized that they was on some bullshit, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, okay. Lady Starfish said dental implants are fragile. Now that makes sense. And Chloe said she's probably had a partial bridge. That makes sense, right? Um, Life with Miss Kathy Vlog said face injury, teeth gone. The luxury bucket list said Tamar too old for that to be worth it. In my opinion, potty girls are young. I don't know if potty girls are young or old. I just do think that Tamar would have enough sense to say no. And also, let's not forget if you become a porta potty girl, you have to be into some very, very, very freaky stuff, like Diddy level freaky. Do you know what I'm saying? And apparently, it's not just the porta potty stuff. They like the like they like to take an ounce of blood. No, what a pound, an ounce of blood or a pound of flesh. They like to take all that, you know. Wait, Life's a Beach, New York City said, I have a full mouth of implants, and these things are like titanium. Okay, so let's take the implants off the thing. Listen. Oh, here's the thing. Amy said, what's scary? It's scary because Funky randomly offering he's not covering up anything was that was too. It was a weird unsolicited announcement. I thought that was too. I'm not covering up anything. But then again, maybe everybody in his comments was like, boo, you covering up. Um, Amy said Funky is a friend to no one, so I don't know. He's automatically suspicious to me based on how he's reacting to his so-called friend's near-death experience. I did think that was odd too. The way he kept saying that lady, the lady, the lady, maybe they just aren't tight and they were just like doing what putting on a show. You know how it's like they addicted to the money. Yeah, right? Somebody said I would have been acting just like Beyonce. Michelle said just like Beyonce and Jay-Z in the elevator. Sneaker Queen 33 said maybe bad veneers weren't good enough for the fall. I don't know. Oh, Shireen said Tamar and her sisters are germaphobes. So yeah, now this doesn't even make even more sense. JC said Funky Geneva is friends to nobody. Sneaker Queen said somebody called that. Yes, Dr. Heavenly, do a live. Do a live, Dr. Heavenly. Do a live. Anyway, listen. I'm on the hunt for a new story. I got to get out of here. Don't worry, I'm back. I'm working. We're going to start getting lives. We're going to start doing stuff on the channel. We're going to start doing a lot of stuff. I do think, though, I I've seen a few. You know what? I'm working on something that I think will be very interesting. Hold on. Listen, I'm working on a few things that I think are going to be very, very interesting and very, very fun. And I'm going to put my, yeah, Joy and Peace said I hear Funky isn't friends with anyone. Let me tell y'all something. If it was me and I lost 14, oh no, I'm pressing charges. I don't care if I face planted on the fucking, I'm sorry, on the floor. I'm calling Special Victims Unit, SVI. I'm calling the feds, my coworkers. I'm calling the police. I'm calling everybody to press charges on this MF and floor. I'm putting an insurance claim in. I'm calling the condo association. I'm calling the HOA. I want justice. I don't care if I was the reason that was wrong. I would be literally raising hell. Just the fact that my nose is fractured and I'm missing 4 teeth. Y'all would know. I would press charges against the floor. I would press charges against the floor. I'm not one of those people that's just like, yeah, keep it in the streets. I'm going to see you on Sunday. Nah, baby. I press charges. I call the police. I press charges. I literally, and the person is just like, right there. And the police are like, ma'am, can you step back? Right right there, and them too, and their friend is over there. I have video, ma'am. Can you please step back? We're gonna ask some questions. No, ask them why they did this to me. Ask them this and that. I don't believe in that. Yeah, I'm gonna see you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not fighting you in the street. I'm going to press charges, and you. I don't care if I have to be on the stand and be like. And I looked and I said, stop, please stop, please stop, beg you. I looked at them and then they drop kicked me in the face. Please, that jury will be sitting there looking like, yeah, looking at the people like, yeah, you did it, asshole. I don't believe in that. I'll see you, baby. I'm not in middle school anymore. I'm not catching you at the playground. I'm not catching you at the corner store. I'm pressing charges and I'm going to put on a show for the jury. I'm going to let the jury feel my emotional pain. They going to hear, I'm going to save every tear, every you're going to see me ugly crying, and I'll make sure I don't put on waterproof. I'm going to make sure the jury sees my pain and knows my pain. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. So that's why I understand if someone did that, I don't care. The jury is going to feel every drop of my pain. That I no, I'm going to keep it all in. Just sit there stoically. You ain't going to cry, Tisa? I'm waiting to get in front of the jury to be like, literally, you know, you cry so hard, you start hyperventilating because you never felt pain like that. I'm going to save it till I'm on the stand. Listen, listen. I'm going to wait. So somebody said DMC said they were all partying and they left her, period. But Tamar should know to trust no one. I wish Tamar literally had girlfriends. I mean, here's the thing. Maybe you can have guy friends and they look out for you like that, but I believe in keeping like a community of women around me because women only know what we face, and another woman will keep you safe. You know what I'm saying? When you have real girlfriends that are like your sisters, it's like me when I go out, my girlfriends, and one of them's drinking too much or this. And that. No, I'm like Mama Bear. Like, get out of here. Nah, get out of here. But I wish Tamar had girlfriends like that that literally looked at her as a sister, you know, and protected her and made sure. And I feel like if Tamar had more of a community of women around her, this wouldn't be an issue. But something tells me that Tamar uh, maybe uh, doesn't know how to be a uh I don't know. I don't want to say she doesn't know how to be a friend because, like, don't get me wrong. I've had a few friends that screwed me over. So I can't act like, oh, every person I've met has been a good friend. I've had a couple of friends screw me over, found out they didn't like me. That's just, you find that out in life, right? It's like dating. You kiss a few frogs. But I wish Tamar had at least one or two good girlfriends that she could actually trust and she could confide in, and they could help support her in whatever she's trying to do, but also help. You know how it is when you have good girlfriends. You sometimes are the guiding them out of bad relationships, and sometimes they're the ones guiding you out of bad relationships. But it's that sisterhood, and I don't think Tamar has that sisterhood. And it seems to me that the people she hangs around, they just want to do it for the gram, or do it for this, or do it for that. But there's nobody that wants to be with her when she's crying with the wig off, with no glamour, like, making Logan breakfast, and she just needs somebody to listen to and like give her a hug. I don't feel like she has anybody to do that, any women to do that with. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I just don't think she has any women, right? I just think so. Listen, I just don't think so. Uh, listen, yeah, exactly. Chris and Joe said no woman left behind. Exactly. No woman left behind. Your girlfriend is doing too much. You love her, right? She ain't listen to you. She's doing too much, but you're gonna make sure she get home, she get in her bed, and hide her phone in between the mattress so she can't text her ex. And sometimes you gotta like literally lay on the other side of the bed, like you like their parent putting them to sleep, or like crash in the sofa to make sure they're okay. Sometimes you gotta take them to the bathroom while they're throwing up. That's what like a good friend does. And I don't think that Tamar got that. A good friend will help you save you from yourself. I don't think she got that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that she has that. Yeah, and Nola thought Sunflower said, and that's crazy because she has four biological sisters. That's true, but even if you weren't close to your sisters, because they live, they're all grown, they live in different places. I just wish to God that she would be in. I wish to God she had a community of women, and I'm saying it with women because I don't know. There's something about having women friends and the way we understand each other and understand what it is. And I don't know. It's just something where it's like, I don't know. It's nice. It's beautiful, actually. Yeah. I just listen. So DMC said clearly she wasn't in her right mind and doesn't know what happened. But here's my whole point, DMC. I think that's what she wants us to believe. Okay. Because even if you weren't in your right mind, a bunch of people were partying with you. You said that you were there with a friend. At least you admitted at least one other person was there and they had bruises and scratching. Even if you weren't in your right mind, there was still a friend there to let you know what was happening. There was still a friend that when you wake up with your teeth missing, or a friend to be like, oh my God, right? Imagine if I face planted and you see four of my teeth stroll, literally skip across the floor like you playing jacks. Like it's a scene out of Stir Echoes with Kevin Bacon, which by the way is one of the best, and I mean the best horror movies. It's even better than The Sixth Sense, right? Well, they're on the same level. Might be better. I think it's better because I'm a big Kevin Bacon fan, right? You see my teeth go across the floor like you playing jacks, and and you boom, and there's blood flowing out. There was one other person be like, "Oh my God," right? But so even if she doesn't remember what was going on, how come the friend next to you doesn't remember what's going on? What was going on that two people have cannot even tell you what happened? One person should have saw it. One person should have some idea what happened. The fact that she's saying she doesn't even know what happened, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Faye Oliver said Funky was getting an IV drip the next day. It was on social media. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying. Oh, DMC said true. That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows anything. So if nobody knows anything, yeah. Listen, Nichelle said, I fight like the Chinese too on paper, baby. Exactly. Exactly. We fight on paper. Oh no. Oh no, this ain't over. Listen. Yeah, B said, I hear you. Mama Bear. What's up, B? Y'all say what's up, B, to chat. I hear you. Mama Bear is activated for my girlfriends. Exactly. Joy and P said, I bet Funky knows. Let him get mad at her. Ooh. And he said he will talk. All right, we gonna see. We are going to see. Goddess Love said she wouldn't have listened in no way. Maybe, but that's when it comes to being a good girlfriend. I've gotten listen, we've all been there. Sometimes you even not fight, but it's like a little like, you got to put bass in your voice and ignore them, even if they're cursing you out. And in your head, you're like, when this night's over, I ain't never talking to her again. Even though you're just saying that, you're going to be right back there. You literally will still stay by their side and fight them, like to make sure that they don't hurt themselves. Like you treat them like little kids. So she might not have listened, but a good girlfriend still wouldn't have left her. A good girlfriend still would have saw her home. A good girlfriend still would have saw her to bed. Now, we can argue, we be cursing her out under our breath and being like, I'm done with her. She's always doing this and I'm sick of babe. That's debatable. But still, a good girlfriend wouldn't have left you until you were safe in bed. Do you see what I'm saying? Listen, until she was safe in bed. Listen, I'm just saying. Listen, listen. Listen, I think. Listen. Yeah. Again, it is what it is. Anyway, listen, you guys, let me get out of here. I have to make a few more videos. I am back. Your girl is back. I'm going to start working again. I guess I took summer vacation. I guess I vacationed a little bit too hard, right? But your girl is working. I'm on my fitness journey. Y'all can stop saying whether I'm pregnant or not. No, I was just eating too good, but I'm back on my fitness journey. And don't forget, you guys, I'm going to be covering the Diddy sentencing and I'm going to be doing a couple of really, really cool things. Stay tuned for that. But, outside of that, what can I say? Prayers up to Tamar. I feel like we're going to find out what happened very, very, very soon because we got Funky Deneva. He liked to talk. We got Tamar. She can't keep a secret. And we got all of Atlanta where everybody be telling everybody's business. Baby, we going here. I give this 5 to 7 business days before we not only hear everything that happens, but we have the security footage and we have the hidden camera. That's what I think is going to happen. That is what I think is going to happen. We got 5 to 7 business days. That's what I think is going to happen. We got 5 to 7 business days, you know? Anyway, you guys, listen, Jessica M. Taylor, welcome to the Tattletales family, mama. Listen, I'll be live tomorrow. Oh, can I ask you guys before I go? This is very important. Really, I have a question. I have a question before I go. It's very important. Pay attention. If I start going live every day, would you guys like me to do it in the morning, like when you're driving to work? Or would you like me to do it during working hours, assuming you work a 9 to 5? Or do you not care when I go to live as long as I go live? And we can talk about like trending topics, the little stories that are funny, TikTok stuff. Like, what do you think? Right? Put a 1 in the comments if you like a live during your morning commute, which will be about 8 in the morning. Put a 2 in the comments if you want it during sometimes working hour, which would be 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. And put a 3 in the comments if you don't care what time I go live, you just like to see a live and you'll watch it on playback. Can y'all put something in the comments and let me know? What are y'all thinking? What do y'all think? Somebody said just go live. Okay, so just go live is a 3. On the morning commute, which is 8 a.m. for live, is 1. Anytime between 9 to 5 working hours Eastern Standard Time is 2. And number 3 is just go live. 3, 3, 3. Oh, look at y'all. I love y'all. Y'all like, just do 3, girl. We know you're not going to stick to a schedule. Why are you playing with us? Y'all have been rolling me forever. It's like, Tisa, why are you playing? You taking all the stuff 8 a.m., 9 to 5, and you just gonna pop up whenever you feel like it. All right. So just go live. You don't care. You'll just go live. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. I love that. It is buffering, but that's not my fault. That's YouTube's fault. Okay. 1 and 2. Chris and Joe said 1 and 2. I like that. All right. So listen, I'll do my best, but it looks like 3 is the overwhelming thing. Just go live. Who said just go live? B said, don't care, just go live. Nay said, just go live. Demira said, just go live. Okay. Thank you, Miss Octopus. Okay. And who said they don't care? Miss Foodie said, I don't care, girl, just go live. All right. So it's about a bunch of threes. Okay. Thomas Max said, you ain't got no schedule. I do not have a schedule, but that's part of my charm. You know, like life. There's no schedule, but it does happen. There's continuity. But you guys, I am back from summer break. I'm going to start going live and I'm going to start putting up some uploads. So if you haven't been checking in with my channel, I'm going to start putting stuff up for you guys to follow. Okay. Carla Townsend said, just go live. Listen. Thank you, Powerful Cutie said, I live when you go live. All right, listen, I'm going to start going live. I am back from my summer break. It is time to start doing this. Okay, listen. Oh, Empress Nandy said, I personally love music during rush hour, but a second option would be engaging live stream. I know that's right, Impressive Nandy. All right, so listen, let me get out of here. I'll talk to y'all later. And thank you so much for the feedback. And if you guys are watching this on playback, please put 1, 2, or 3 in the comment section just to let me know, okay? All right, listen, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.